So the license manager is these 4 tabs that show us a full snapshot of what the customer has, what they're using, and how those two things compare to give them a full picture of their license compliance. Normally, a customer would come to the compliance tab, and I'll show you that in a moment because that gives the whole picture. But just in the demo, I usually start on the right tab and say, look, let's start with everything that you're using. And so what we have here is a list of all of the hosts that have Oracle software installed, and we can click on any one of those. And here I've clicked on EBS Prod, and I can see on EBS Prod here are all of the features that I'm using. I'm using Tuning Pack and I'm using Diagnostics Pack on this database, EBS Prod. And so I can see some details. I can see with a couple of different things are being triggered here. Different things trigger the usage of these features. And some of these features, some of these triggers are only happening once. Only happened once. Maybe some of these are happened 89 times. So the next tab over is, we call it server license map. And that's where we map all of the software. Here's a list of all the software that's in use onto the servers that it's running on. So if we click on Database Enterprise Edition, for example, here, there are 2 different types of licenses that we have, Processor and Named User Plus. And so for the Processor licenses of Oracle Database Enterprise Edition, I'm running that on 4 different servers. And each of those servers happens to have 32 cores. Oracle has you apply a core factor to determine the number of licenses required. And so for each of those servers, I need 16 licenses. This doesn't say on this screen whether you have the licenses or not. This is just saying how many licenses are required for all of the software that you're running. So we get all the detail about what's running on each of these. For each of these software packages, we can click on those and see which servers, which hosts that software is running on. In a cloud environment, this would be a little bit different. We wouldn't be looking at the physical hosts necessarily, but rather the virtual instance in the cloud. The next tab over is the entitlements, and that's where we list all of the software and the licenses that we own. So we're starting to build the complete picture, what we're using, how it's mapped onto the servers that we have, and the licenses that we own. So if we click again on the Database Enterprise Edition processor licenses, you can see here we have 2 separate orders. And here's the order number, the CSIs. We've got some data about renewal dates and things like that. How much we're paying per year for support for these licenses. And you can see that the licenses that we own total up to 64. And you remember from the previous screen, that's how many we required for what we're using. So for Enterprise Edition, we're looking pretty good. But when we go over to the Compliance tab and we put it all together, you can see that for most of it, we're looking pretty good. But there are some things where we're using licenses in excess of the licenses that we own. So advanced compression, we're using 32 licenses of advanced compression, but we don't own any, 0. At Oracle list price, that's going to cost us $449,000. We can do some things here like gathering up all of the deficiency at the top and saying, okay, let's look at everything where we're short. We're short 1,200 named user plus licenses for diagnostics and 400 named user plus licenses for Tuning Pack. And so you can see the customer can very quickly see a snapshot of their license compliance. We tell customers this is like doing a miniature audit all the time. It's always auditing your usage of the software and updating automatically here in the dashboard.